Good morning and welcome to Korea in Focus. It's Monday, July 14, 2025. I'm your host, Minji Lee.
And I'm Daniel Park. Today's briefing brings us to a pivotal moment in South Korea, one shaped by political turmoil, global economic headwinds, and extreme climate swings. Let's dive into today's top stories.
Segment 1, Politics. A government under pressure. We begin with what many are calling the furnace of power. South Korea is seeing an unprecedented overlap of past scandals and present reform.
3 special prosecutors launched simultaneous investigations targeting the former administration, especially ex-President Yoon Seok-yeol. The scene turned tense at Seoul Detention Center as prosecutors attempted to forcibly bring Yoon into questioning.
Yes, and while correctional authorities resisted, citing the former president's status, the prosecution has vowed to return. Meanwhile, accusations about health issues from Yoon's defense team were swiftly denied by the Ministry of Justice.
Elsewhere, the so-called First Lady Highway scandal is heating up. The Kim Gail-hee investigation team raided over 10 locations, including the Ministry of Land and local governments, probing alleged highway route changes that may have benefited the First Lady's family assets.
And let's not forget about the VIP outrage probe and the Secret Service corruption case. All these point to a coordinated judicial assault on the legacy of the previous administration.
Segment 2, Cabinet Confirmation Battles. While the past is being unraveled, the present isn't going smoothly either. President Lee Jae-myung's new cabinet faced its first real test today as confirmation hearings kicked off in what's being dubbed Super Week.
The most heated debate centered around Gong Sun-woo, the women's minister nominee, who faced allegations of staff abuse. The opposition demanded her resignation, while the ruling party defended her fiercely.
Another controversial nominee, Jung Dong-young for Unification Minister, came under fire for alleged conflicts of interest related to solar energy business involvement by his family.
These hearings are becoming more than just background checks. They've turned into a battlefield for political dominance, especially as both sides leverage the ongoing special prosecutions to fuel their own narratives.
That's right. The opposition frames the probes as political revenge, while the ruling party portrays them as necessary purging of past corruption. Segment 3, Economic Front. Wage deal meets trade war.
Turning to the economy, the long-anticipated minimum wage agreement for 2026 has finally been reached. 1,321 per hour, a 2.9% increase.
While this marks the first full consensus between labor and management in 17 years, not all labor groups were on board. The Korean Confederation of Trade Unions walked out in protest.
And while this may appear as progress, the subdued wage hike seems to reflect a cautious approach amid rising global threats, most notably from the United States.
Exactly. The return of Trump's tariff-heavy trade policy is shaking Korea's export-heavy economy. Sectors like autos, steel, and semiconductors could be hit with punitive duties of up to 25 to 50%. Samsung and LG are already exploring ways to shift supply chains abroad, preparing for a new era of deglobalization.
Segment 4, Samsung, a corporate state. Speaking of Samsung, Chairman Lee Jae-myung returned from Sun Valley's exclusive media conference, where he mingled with global tech leaders including Apple and OpenAI.
Although tight-lipped about details, speculation is high that he may be planning a major acquisition. Back home, Samsung is also executing a massive 10 trillion won stock buyback plan to stabilize its share price. In many ways, Samsung appears to be acting like a state within a state, engaging in economic diplomacy abroad and financial stabilization at home.
Segment 5, Climate and Society, the pulse of the nation. On the societal front, the weather turned dramatically overnight. After weeks of scorching heat and drought, sudden downpours flooded cities like Busan and Gangwon.
Ironically, this came just after the government released emergency funds to combat the heat wave. Now, officials scramble to handle flash floods and infrastructure collapses.
Meanwhile, social reforms continued. The welfare ministry is cracking down on child benefit fraud, and major banks have suspended mortgage lending through loan brokers amid rising debt concerns.
One troubling headline, a university student was caught installing a hidden camera at a school retreat, sparking renewed outrage over digital sex crimes. In Jeju, lawmakers are moving to ban criminals from receiving the Kim Mon-dak Award, reflecting growing demand for moral standards in public recognition.
Segment 6, Final Analysis. A nation in triple crisis. So what does it all mean? July 14 wasn't just another news day. It was a tapestry of interconnected crises, political, economic, and environmental.
With institutions stretched thin, politics deeply divided, and corporate giants stepping in where the state falters, South Korea faces a future of volatility and hard compromises.
From collapsing cabinets to shifting global trade winds, from rising sea levels to moral debates at home, every strand of this narrative reveals one thing. South Korea isn't standing still. It's navigating a crossroads with no easy exit.
That wraps up today's special report. Stay tuned and stay informed. I'm Daniel Park.
And I'm Minji Lee.